Buying a home for the first time has tens of thousands of small questions that people have, and they don't even understand where to go or who they should be asking these questions. Today I want to talk about the top 5 mistakes that people make when they're going their first time around buying a home and help you understand some of the things that you should be looking out for. Before we get into it, I just want to bring up today's sponsor, Red Wolf Real Estate. I just really appreciate if you know anybody looking to buy or sell a house, bring up my name, or if you know of anybody who this video would be useful, maybe share it to their phone. Let's get right on into it. The first mistake that I see people making is that they don't understand the specialty of a real estate agent. There's 2 main agent types that specialize in first-time home buyers. New agents, who the only people that they can attract are people who are also first time in the real estate market, people who understand the real estate market so well that they can explain it in 6 or 7 different ways. There's nothing wrong with either of these people, but you really need to understand the specialties and the experience and expectations of these 2 different kinds of agents. The best way to explain it is that from a distance, a 6'9" Mustang is going to look fairly similar in a lot of ways. If the outside's in the same condition, you can look at them and say,
wow, those are both the exact same car.
But then you can walk up to them and you can see the inside and see that one has an updated interior. It looks really nice. The engine's been well maintained. After further inspection, it's just a really nice car. And then you look at the other one and it looks like Dirty Mike and the boys had their way with it last night. So this is what you should be trying to do talking to real estate agents, is doing a further inspection of understanding what their experience is, what they specialize in, and how they can help you with the real estate process. A great sample test is that you should never be confused when you're in real estate. A real estate agent should be able to explain to you or send you to the right place to understand things. This is a really good, simple, basic test for real estate agents. Now, once again, there's absolutely nothing wrong with using a first-time real estate agent on their first transaction. Heaven knows that I'm so grateful to Scout for letting me help him purchase his first home and my first sale. But we both had the expectation that he was new, I was new, and we all understood this. And you should understand your real estate agent in a more in-depth way. So that is tip number 1, understand the specialty and the experience of your real estate agent. A lot of the time in real estate, people treat real estate agents as if they're the boss. Especially real estate agents. But this is just blatantly not the truth at all. There's so many people that are involved with real estate, and the basics of it are a real estate agent, a loan officer, a title company, escrow officer, home insurance agent, inspector, and then anybody else that's supporting you in your corner. This could be plumbers, your parents, or people that you trust. What you need to understand is that everybody probably does have a good general knowledge, but not everybody's going to understand the nuances of some of the questions that you have. It'd be like asking an accountant what he thinks about installing of a 90-degree flange on a water main line. If he works for that company, he might understand what a 90-degree flange is, but he's not going to be able to understand how to install it because he's not somebody that does that. So it's the same thing with real estate agents. If you ask a title company person what their mortgage payments are going to be, it's a question that they can probably point you in the right direction of talking to your loan officer. Or it's like a real estate agent. They can tell you that the plumbing is old, but they're not necessarily going to be able to explain the condition or maybe some of the pros and cons of keeping that plumbing in there. So that's just a good second tip, understanding who to go and talk to and utilizing every single person on the team to the highest degree. You should understand with your home insurance agent the specific coverage that you have and how it's functionally serving you. A real estate agent should be able to explain the specific process of submitting a contract, putting in earnest money, setting up a home inspection, and so on. Ask so many questions that you're causing all these people to have to expand their knowledge, ask more questions to explain to you. So real estate is just like running a sewer water business. Everybody understands that they're installing pipes, but if you have an accountant installing a water main line, they might attach it to the sewer, and I think we're all gonna have a
crappy day.
The third mistake that I see home buyers making is they're making a short-term plan for the home, but they're not making a long-term plan. So they're treating it like they're trying to find a girlfriend in high school. They want somebody that they think is very attractive, they can wear their football jersey on game day, and lastly, they show off to their friends. The problem with this is that 20 years down the road, this same woman is probably trying to make it so that their freshman, unathletic, challenged child is trying to be first string on the varsity football team. And that is why I swam in high school. So there's these things that a lot of people don't realize. What does this look like 20 years down the road? Trying to buy a house, you need to treat it more like you're trying to find a wife. Do they have the same philosophical views as you? Do they have the same values as you? Do they literally want to live in the same place that you do? When you're buying a house, how long is your AC going to last? Is your roof going out? Is your furnace going to be able to heat the house as well as it needs to? Be looking at what your 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade, lifetime plan is for this home so that 20 years down the road, you're ready for the things that are going to happen to it. Buying a home correctly should not be sexy. You're not looking for a home at the start that looks like it's the best home on the street. You should understand what your needs are and make sure that you have a plan of attack for the types of home that you want. Once you figure that out, then you can find a home that you find physically attractive or that you enjoy or that is cute or whatever and whatnot. This is the same way that I worked on my relationship, and that's why I have a really nice home and a really beautiful wife now, because we sat down, made a plan, and have a lifetime plan of attack for the things that we're doing. And that's the same thing you should do with your house. The fourth largest mistake that I see a lot of first-time homebuyers making is that they overcomplicate the process of buying a house. There's 4 basic things that you should be really focused on when purchasing. 1, is the mortgage and maintenance payments manageable for you financially? 2, does the home functionally serve the purpose that you need it to? 3, are you buying the home at market or under market value? 4, are you planning on owning the home for at least 10 years? If you can do those 4 things, typically you'll set yourself up for a really good situation. Everybody has a witch's eyeball or whatever that they sit and they look into, and they're gonna start trying to throw a lot of things your way. But I can guarantee you that your dad doesn't know macroeconomics well enough to understand the local real estate market as well as a typical experienced real estate agent would. Don't take their opinion for granted. Listen to things that they're saying, but understand that when they bring up that their cousin's 2-story home fell down 35 years ago because it was 2 stories, maybe there's some more context in there that you need to understand. Go and look for those answers and understand that question, but everybody has an opinion. Everybody wants you to understand their opinion, and a lot of people have reasons for the things that they're saying that are different than what you're trying to do in finding a home. There's nothing wrong with a father caring about their son or their kids or a mother or whatever, but understand sometimes they're just worried. And try not to get overwhelmed with all of the excessive amount of information and facts that people are trying to throw your way. Genuinely, it all boils down to, is the mortgage and maintenance payment manageable? Are you buying the home at market or below market value? Are you going to own the home for at least 10 years? And then lastly, does the home functionally serve the needs that you have? If you can do all those things, you'll typically be okay. And so boil it down to that. Be really careful of looking into a witch's eyeball. 1, because that's gross. 2, because we need to quit letting witches hang out with us in public. They're dangerous people. And 3, because you don't want to be overwhelmed with the purchase of buying a home. It's already a stressful process. Don't add too much on you. The 5th mistake that I see first-time homebuyers making is that they're confused and they feel like they should be confused. The truth of it is that real estate agents want you to feel like you rely on them. Real estate agents want you to feel like you're stupid. And a lot of people in the real estate industry will smack you across the face and then pat your butt a little bit and make you feel like there's a reason behind what they're doing, which is just genuinely absurd. If you don't understand the process, there's an inherent problem with that. Now, if I am showing my wife houses, I'm probably going to give her a couple of smacks on the butt. And that's totally fine because she understands why it's happening, and I understand that I like touching my wife's butt. But if you're touching somebody else's butt while they're purchasing a home and they're confused and the answer is,
I'm touching your butt because that's part of the real estate process,
that doesn't make any sense, and you need to understand more in depth, not why they're touching your butt, because that's a weird example, but what are your closing costs? Talk to your loan officer. What are the closing costs that you're actually paying? What does title insurance actually functionally do for you? What is your real estate agent trying to explain through the home buying process? The goal of buying a house with a good real estate agent is you will understand the process of buying a home so well that you could do it on your own, but you choose not to because me or other real estate agents are so much better than you at it. You should functionally understand how to purchase a home. I'm gonna reemphasize this one last time. If somebody's touching you on the butt and saying that there's a reason behind it, but you're not gonna understand it, there's an inherent problem with that. If somebody's saying that you're buying a house and you're paying $500,000 for it, and you don't understand the process because you're not smart enough to understand it, there is a problem with that. So going over those 5 mistakes, if you're looking at a 69 Mustang, make sure you go look up close to it and understand what the condition and the experience of the real estate agent actually is. Make sure that you're using your entire team. If you were a sewer water company, you may understand one part of the process, but you know where to go to ask for the entire process. Make sure that you're looking for a home to marry. Your goal isn't finding somebody that you can show off to your friends. Your goal is finding a home that functionally serves well with you and has the same values and you can use for the rest of your life. You have a 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade, and lifetime plan. Do not overthink buying a home. Focus on the 4 basics. Does the home functionally serve what you need it to do? Is the mortgage and maintenance payments manageable for you? Are you buying the home at or under market value? Are you planning on living on the home for 10 years? And lastly, if an agent is smacking you on the butt, make sure that you understand why. And if you don't, maybe it's time to find another agent. Thanks so much for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye now.